Hey, welcome back to the Coffee with Creators podcast. My name is Balasabas. Glad to have you here as always. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I think we are almost at, and I'm just going to quickly look at what episode we're at. We're getting so close to our 100th episode. I think we are at episode, it's coming. Episode 95. We're getting really close to our 100th episode here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. All of these 94 past episodes and this one, 95. I'm really excited for us to get into our 101st episode, because then I think we're going to switch it to season 2. And there's a couple tweaks, probably a thumbnail design update, some different tweaks in the format, and different things like that. One of the other things that I really want to do for this community is actually relaunch the community for the people that are tuning into the podcast and also my YouTube channel. I used to have a community on Facebook and a Facebook group, and it was good. It was actually running for a couple of years, and it was great. But I just didn't feel like I was able to really serve the members that were in that Facebook group really, really well. I felt that it was a place to kind of chit chat and talk and stuff. People were sharing their YouTube videos and things, but I didn't really feel like it was a place where I was able to serve people there. And so I've been thinking about relaunching my community. And so if you are, if you think that would be something that you would be, wanting to take part in, join, if we did launch it, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you think we should do with the community. And it's definitely not going to be on a Facebook group. It's going to be in a dedicated community platform for creators. And so let me know. All right. Now, this video is a little bit different. This podcast episode is going to be a little bit different than our previous ones, than ones that we've had in the past. This one is really going to be talking about mental health awareness. It is May, the month of May, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I want to take some time here to increase awareness on the importance of mental health and well-being, fighting some of the stigmas out there. Hopefully just getting the conversation, initiated. I'm not the one that started the conversation. I just want to bring the conversation into this community and share resources and ideas and thoughts with you in terms of mental health. The pandemic has really done a number for a lot of creatives out there, a lot of creators, a lot of, professionals in the media space. If you're working remotely, if you are always constantly producing content, your mental health can take a toll. And so in this video, I want to share some thoughts, some things that I do to help me maintain my mental health, which really includes a lot of, there's so many things, right? I think has to be something that you're aware of, something that you are actively addressing and always conscious about, is taking care of your mental health. And there's lots of ways to do that, lots of things that you can do actively so that you're not reacting to when things are really, really bad and you're in a really bad place, a really dark place. And so hopefully some of these things will, again, get the conversation going. I want to share with you. I also would love to hear from you what you do to maintain your mental health. All right. So without kind of further ado, let's jump right into it. All right. Before I do, actually, I want to say thank you to our friends over at Adobe Express. They're fantastic. They are the sponsors of today's episode. But aside from that, they're just an awesome brand, awesome company that really does support their team, their ambassadors, their creatives, the creators that are using their platform, and it's just an awesome tool to actually. I'm going to talk about some tools in as part of this episode. I'm going to talk more about Adobe Express, but I just wanted to give them a shout out before we get started. Again, just supporting creators out there in so many ways. All right. So first, the main thing when it comes to mental health is, I would say, rest. Rest and slowing down, stopping. I think rest is crucial. As a creator, it's really easy to get caught up in the hustle and the hustle culture, hustle and bustle of work. It's really important to take a step back and allow yourself to rest. One way I do that, and this is just personal, again, we have everybody here comes from all sorts of backgrounds and beliefs. For me, I take one day off every single week. Every single Saturday, we actively take time and spend it in rest, in Sabbath. I'm Christian, and that's my belief, is to take Sabbath each week. And so we, as a family, we shut off our phones. I don't do any work. I don't do emails. I don't jump in here and do my my regular emails here in my home office. I don't do work. I try not to think about work. I don't take work calls because, again, my phone is completely shut off. I try not to watch and consume work related shows or content, or watch Colin and Samir videos and things like that. I'm trying not to do any work whatsoever. I really take that time to spend time with my family, with myself, right? With God. I really try to take that time as, really sacred, really, really set apart that day from the rest of the week, and really recharge, It's something that we've been doing as a family for a while now, and it's been something that I really look forward to every single week. It's probably my favorite day in the week, other than Monday. I actually do love Mondays, to be honest, but it is probably my favorite day of the week. We get to sleep in, right? There's no rush, there's no hurry, unless we're traveling or something. Of course, you're running around. Unless I'm traveling for work as well. Typically, if I travel for work and there's a conference, sometimes it's on a Saturday, then I'll try to make it up and take Sabbath another day of that week, right? And so, again, it's just really helped me to recenter myself. I believe that it's really helped me reduce stress, prevent burnout, and allows me to come back the following week really refreshed and rejuvenated. And so I encourage you to take one day a week, right? Whether or not you believe in Sabbath or whatever your belief is, it really is non-factor. It's just you are resting at least one day a week. We're not built to work 7 days a week non-stop. This just doesn't work like that, right? And so taking one day a week to rest. If you work, I know sometimes our work schedules, if you're a nurse or you're a doctor or you do shift work, your days off may not be during the weekdays. Maybe it's a Tuesday and Thursday, right? Maybe it's a Wednesday and Monday. Maybe I have some friends that work 7 days on and 7 days off, right? And so just trying to find that rhythm where you do take a day to rest is so important. That's the most important part. Whatever day it is in the week does not really matter, but at least you're spending time taking a break and fully resting your body, right? I think there were some statistics where most people, they don't actually rest until they're about, 70, 80, sometimes 90% exhausted, right? And it's too late at that point. It's too late. You're so close to burning out. Being able to take one day a week where you fully rest, recharge, bring things back to 0 or 10%, 20%, then you are able to at least always be able to reset and recenter yourself. And so that's tip number one, or advice number one, that I want to share with you guys is rest. Super simple. It's super simple, but it is, I can understand that it might be a little harder than easier said than done for most people, especially if you're a go-getter, if you're just so used to always being on the go, 100 miles an hour nonstop, and then that's like me. I love work. And so, initially this was really hard, to pull away and pull back, right? But I've been able to really enjoy it and just savor, that one day to just do nothing. And it's not like I'm lounging around. I'm actively doing things. I'm doing things that I enjoy that, really does bring me life. Spending time with my family, going out, enjoying nature, right? Maybe for you, it might be, swimming or working out, right? Whatever gives you life, really, whatever you delight in. Could be reading a book, right? Could be watching a movie, right? But something that you enjoy, that's not work related. You're not thinking about work. You're not thinking about, the weight that you usually carry during the week. You're able to let that go, and you're able to really just reset things back and recharge. All right, so rest. The second thing that I would really suggest that really helped me is community. Community is so important. I think it's a really important part of our mental health. Having friends, so simple, right? Having friends that you can share your highs and lows with, your do life with, right? And be real with, that, you feel supported and connected. I think as, human beings, we're made to feel connected. We're made to be in community. And so having friends around you that are not just co-workers or surface level friends, but people that you can be real with and really share some of those things that are really deep, some things that you struggle with, right? Getting that off your chest, having somebody to share that with, and also people that will celebrate with you, right? People that will celebrate the good days, right? The good days and the bad days. Whether it's through online communities, of course, that's great. Sometimes it's hard to make connections, to be honest, in person, especially after, the pandemic. We've lost some of those in-person social skills, right? And sometimes it takes a little time to kind of get back into it and get those, social skills moving again, those muscles moving again. But online communities is good, right? Having some time to have video calls. Sometimes that can get exhausting though. So I do encourage, some type of for some type of in-person gatherings. For us, again, through our church, we have what's called community groups, and these are friends that we get together every couple of weeks at one of the homes, and we just share life stories. We spend time together, just catching up, eating, sharing a meal. We go through and we share life together, and it's a really beautiful thing. For you, it could be a regular coffee. Friday morning coffee with a couple of friends right before work, something like that. Maybe Tuesday nights, you go and grab a meal with your friends, right? A couple friends. It doesn't have to be a big group, right? I think when it comes to friends and community, it really is more the depth than the width, right? It really is, the depth of those relationships rather than like the quantity, having more. It's not like, having YouTube subscribers, right? It's like really quality relationships that you're looking for. And so yeah, friends, community would be my number two advice for everybody here. And then lastly, when it comes to work, and especially as a creative, I think it's important, and I alluded to this earlier in the introduction, is that I think it's important to take off as much of the stress that you can control. And what I mean by that is trying to automate things that are your work things, right? I mentioned Adobe Express. Adobe Express is fantastic. You can, if you're creative and you're designing things and you're, sharing things online, and, Adobe Express has so many cool features where you can have templates. You can share easily. You can, schedule your content for social media. You can do so many things, automate it, scheduling it. You can even invite your team members to collaborate with you in those designs. And so it makes it super easy for you. And it takes off that real-time work that you need to do at that moment, and you can schedule things, you can automate things, you can delegate your work, templatize your work so that things that you're doing over and over again, you're spending less and less time doing them, so you can focus on other things. You can rest more. You can do other strategy things more. You can do other tasks, and do less of the things that you are repetitively doing. There's tools like ChatGPT, right? I mean, AI is everywhere now. AI is everywhere. Another tool that I love to use is Superhuman email apps, and they're going to come out with AI, right? Tools like TubeBuddy, right? TubeBuddy, if you're a YouTube creator, TubeBuddy will help you come up with titles, right? Come up with descriptions for your videos, come up with the keywords, right? And all of these things are AI. You can schedule your videos to go public, to publish on YouTube through TubeBuddy in the future. And so you can batch record and then schedule your videos to go out over the next couple of weeks, right? So you're not always coming back and doing these things over and over again. Again, when you're able to do these things and systemize and be more productive, your mental health is more healthy, right? It's more healthy, right? It's healthier, right? And so, again, number 3 there is tools. Use systems, use software that allows you to spend less time doing these tasks, right? So you have more time, you're not working so long, your hours are not so crazy, you're able to spend time with your friends and your community, you're able to rest at least one day a week, right? And so all of these things really do come together. All right, so as I recap here, again, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, but let's not just do this in May, right? Let's continue this conversation, May, June, July, August, until next May again, when this becomes, front and center of our minds. But let's make sure that mental health is something that we are talking about as creators, as creatives. It's really important, right? We want to be in this game for a long time. We want to have businesses that last a long time. We want to be able to help more people. And so that really starts with us being healthy in our own bodies and our own mental health, right? And so again, recapping, rest, right? Make sure you're getting rest at least once a week. Community, right? Simple things, right? Simple things, getting together with a couple of friends once a week, right? Texting, messaging somebody, seeing how they're doing, right? This is just not just us. The best way to feel like you're in community is to initiate those conversations and to serve others, right? And so make sure that you are, checking in on others, right? Be that friend that you wish you had, right? And so I try to check in on a few key friends that I have, once a week. I have a WhatsApp. I'm in a WhatsApp group, for example, with just a bunch of friends that are guys, a bunch of men, right? Fellow guys, dads, other dads, and some of the guys are a little bit older, a couple of guys are a little bit younger, but most of them are my age, with young families as well. We're just in there, we're actually going to be getting together for breakfast in about a week, and it's just, again, community is so important. And lastly, tools, right? Software tools, Adobe Express, ChatGPT, TubeBuddy, all of these tools, right? Your business. I mean, we can get into this, and there's so many layers to this. Uscreen, for example, building a recurring membership model for your business so that you're not always thinking, okay, this month, how am I going to make money, right? Who am I going to invoice, right? If you only do services, it's really, really stressful, right? So think about ways that you can automate your business and also create recurring revenue so that you can expect next month, you are confident that next month, I'm covered. My revenue, I know what I'm going to make because it's a recurring revenue, right? So think about video memberships. Check out Uscreen for that if that's something you're interested in. And so I hope that really helps you. I know this is a little bit different than other episodes and other videos that I publish, but I think it's really important. I'm so glad that Adobe Express was down to support and sponsor this video. I would have made this video anyway, and this episode anyway, because I think it's really important to be talking about mental health. But I want to thank Adobe Express again for their support, for just loving creators out there and creatives. And so thank you so much, Adobe Express. And again, my name is Balasabas. I hope you consider subscribing to the podcast, wherever you're listening to this podcast on, and leave a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify, somewhere. Leave a review for the podcast. That helps. Send me a message. And if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, then thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We're getting so close to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so let's hit that ASAP and move on to the next milestone. All right. So thank you again for tuning in. God bless you guys. And I'll see you or talk to you in the next episode. Take care.